Hi, my name is Maria Seaton. I'm with Poets Walk here in Fredericksburg, Virginia. I'm sitting here with Sheriff Christie, and one of the reasons that we have asked them to come here to our community is to bring awareness to elderly with dementia, to be aware of behaviors to look for, and to not be afraid to reach out for help, resources to contact if in the event that you witness somebody with some different behaviors that we don't all understand publicly. So this is going to be about safety, resources. This originated back in November with a gentleman that was not far from his home. He had wandered off from his home and he was found unfortunately dead. There was no foul play suspected, and in the end it was found that he had had dementia. So I'm hoping that we can convey this message to the public, to our local community here in Fredericksburg, Spotsylvania County, and thank you for being a part of this. Please share this. We're hoping to bring much awareness. Again, I'm from Poets Walk, Fredericksburg, Virginia, and I'm sitting here with Sheriff Christie. Thank you, Sheriff, for coming and attending. This incident that happened back in November, can you tell us a little bit about what happened and how we can prevent this in the future?
Yes, ma'am. I actually managed to search for this elderly gentleman. One of the things that if somebody is aware that somebody has dementia, they need, and he's not in the immediate area, and they start looking for him, within about 5 to 10 minutes, they need to call us right away that this gentleman, that the person's missing. In this case, it was a couple of hours before we were contacted, and it takes time to get those resources in proper order, to get out there to start a search. Although our deputies get on the scene very quickly, it takes a lot of manpower, obviously, to manage to search for somebody. So the quicker we're aware that somebody's missing, even though that person may walk back into the front door or whatever, it's no matter to us. We just want to get the person back.
So,
Excuse me.
just to recap on some of the behaviors to look for when someone has dementia and you're noticing some odd behaviors, and it could be anywhere from, it could be a wide range of ages. You'll mostly see it with the elderly. Some of them tend to wander off and appear disoriented. It's probably a good idea to reach out to your local sheriff department. And what are those resources that someone can contact if they notice some of these behaviors in someone and they're just concerned about this individual being safe? Or
are you referring to if they notice somebody like on the road,
correct,
walking along,
in
or
the
something?
mall, probably.
Then what I would recommend is to call the sheriff's office. We can do a check on that person to make sure that he or she is, of good sound mind and knows exactly what they're doing. It's a welfare check is what we generally call it. So
Okay.
just to make sure that that person is okay.
Okay. So some adult children, I refer to them as adult children, they're all in my age group. I don't want to mention that age group, but we usually have a parent that's in their 70s, 80s, 90s, and many of us will take on, we will have them move into our home, and many of us will end up handicapping our home in that process, not really realizing the full realm of dementia, or even that there might be a diagnosis of dementia. So I think it's very important to not only handicap the home, but also be aware of the surroundings. If you notice any type of wandering type behavior, then you're going to be at a higher risk of someone that's going to exit, may or may not be cognitive at that very moment, as dementia seems to come in waves. Being cognitive, the behaviors of being outside, for example, in the freezing cold, not cognitive of how cold it is outside, not cognitive of how hot it could possibly be outside. If one of these individuals do end up wandering out and not be far from home like this gentleman was, it's crucial to contact your local resources in order to save a life. There are incidences of individuals being saved. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
We have a program that we started back in '04. It's called Project Lifesaver. And as we become aware of people that, or that we come in contact that we realize have possibly dementia, Alzheimer's, we give the caretaker the information and let them decide whether the program would fit their needs. And what this program does is simply we put a watch-like device on the individual, and if that person goes missing, the caretaker just has to come and give us a call on the phone immediately, and we'll be able to track and bring that person back. I just want to reiterate, this is not a tracking device. We don't track anybody. It's incumbent upon the caregiver to give us the information when that person goes missing. In looking back at the program over the number of years that we've had it, we had one search that I actually put the wristband or device on the person, and within about 3 weeks he went missing. And unfortunately, the caregiver didn't call us right away. She waited until her son came home, which is like about 3 hours. Well, the son immediately called us, and it took me a few minutes to get to the office out to the location. And when I got there, I wasn't receiving a signal at all. So we brought our canine unit out, and we started another escalation of getting our search and rescue teams out there. And it took us about another hour. By combining the resources that we had, the canine and the Project Lifesaver receiver, because we had somebody walking with the receiver, the canine actually got tired, but at the exact moment that they decided to bring the canine back in, we started receiving a signal, and we were able to locate that person and bring him back. I think it was a total of about 5.5 hours that he had been missing. But because we had that program in place, we were able to locate him, bring him back. He was a little bit dehydrated. It was like 85 degrees out that day. And he himself said that he had just sat down and figured he was lost. He couldn't figure out where to go. And he was just preparing himself to pass on. And fortunately, we got there.
I noticed that you said pass on. That's kind of one of my personal sayings as well. So if family members start to recognize wandering type behaviors, and I really want to emphasize on the wandering behaviors, because they're the ones, in communities like this, we call it elopement. Being at risk of elopement, and we're always aware of the individuals that are at that risk. I think it's important as adult children that are taking on their parents in their homes, they've handicapped the homes, to be aware of those behaviors as well. And when you're having to run your normal daily life errands, you have children of your own, you're working and you're leaving your parent at home, and you've noticed these wandering type behaviors, don't just wait to notice more of the wandering behaviors. Don't assume that, you know, don't wait. The bottom line is, don't wait to have a plan in place. So these devices that Sheriff Christie is explaining here, what are some of the ways that someone can go about? What are the costs involved? If I have a parent that I notice has wandering behaviors, I have to leave to go to work in the morning, and in the back of my mind I'm not having peace because I'm concerned. What should I do? Who should I contact? What costs are involved in getting one of these devices?
Well, the first start is to contact our office, the sheriff's office, and one of us will interview the person, the caregiver, if you will, and explain how the system works. There is no cost within Spotsylvania County, so to our residents, there is no cost for this program.
So it's free?
It is free,
okay.
Completely free. If there's several agencies in the area, the Fredericksburg Alzheimer's Association is aware of our program. It's not only in Spotsylvania County, Project Lifesaver that is, it's all over Stafford, King George, Caroline, Orange, and Louisa. So it's not just tied to here, but we administer only the program for Spotsylvania. You would have to contact other county agencies to find out if there's any cost involved there, but for the county residents, there is no cost.
So they can make a phone call to the sheriff department?
Yes, call the sheriff's department.
The Alzheimer's, Fredericksburg Alzheimer's
Right.
Association, and they'll refer.
That, and also the area aging office and social services within the county of Spotsylvania.
Okay, and I assume an individual will come out from either the Alzheimer's Association or the Sheriff's Department and introduce the device?
Yes. Normally I do a lot of them. Captain Peck, there's several of us that administer the program, but any one of us can, over the phone, can explain it, and then we'll interview the caregiver and suggest. A lot of them don't like to wear things on their wrist or their ankle. There is a stigmatism, I think, is that the right word, about having a device, and I think that people need to get over that because this is a person that can't take care of themselves, and you need to be able to step up and take that role and help them be safe.
Correct, I agree. And I do believe in the stigmatism with wearing a device type thing. Although, you know, the cognitive behaviors seem to go in and out with someone with dementia. I think it's better to be safe than sorry in regards to it can save a life. We here at Poets Walk in Fredericksburg feel that it's important going into 2020, Happy New Year, by the way, this is New Year's Eve, to go into the new year with knowing resources, bring more of an awareness, and hopefully prevent incidences of someone that wanders off from their home. Again, my name is Maria Seaton. I'm with Poets Walk in Fredericksburg, Virginia. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. Our phone number here is 540-370-8000. And, oh, there goes our light system. And I'm sitting here with Sheriff Christie, who actually, him and a few other of his partners established this program. Can you tell us a little bit about that, by the way? And I'm hoping to get this light on.
Okay, in reference to...
There you go.
There you go. as far as the program or how to contact us?
Yes.
Okay. So there are several ways. Of course, we just mentioned the other agencies. We do have brochures that we can send out. But the first thing is to make sure you contact somebody. And our office is going to contact us is going to be 540-582-7115.
Thank you for that.
So then anybody, if you just ask about a program called Project Lifesaver, they're going to refer you to probably wind up at me and then go from there. So.
Okay. Well, do you have anything else that you'd like to add to what we've just discussed?
I'd just like to say that the first thing that it's paramount is that the caregiver or somebody that's just driving along. I do it all the time, and I've even got my wife into looking when she sees somebody walking along elderly along the road. Just checking. She'll call me and say, "Hey, I'm not sure about this person," and I'll just call it. If I'm off, I'll call the sheriff's office, or I'll get somebody to go out and check on them. But that's the first thing. You need to contact somebody and find out more about dementia and understand what's going on, and then you'll begin to understand how you can help the loved one.
I really appreciate your input. I appreciate the fact that you've come out here this morning.
Sure.
To Poets Walk here in Fredericksburg, Virginia. I'm hoping that we bring a wide awareness to the wandering behaviors of dementia and to just take precaution and steps in protecting our elderlies in the community. And if you notice any odd behaviors like his wife has learned, we actually have someone in our community that is very well aware of recognizing those behaviors out in the public. But it's just any behaviors that might seem like it could be a safety risk to someone, especially if the weather is cold or hot. We just appreciate the fact that you'd be a part of this awareness, and please share this video again. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Sheriff Christie, for coming to Poets Walk.
Sure.
And that concludes our video. Thank you.
You're welcome.